Ken Kraetzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio. We're based at Squadron 135 in White Plains, New York, and we're heading out to Madison, Wisconsin this weekend to cover the Army at Wisconsin football game. And we're going to look forward to meeting some of the alumni from West Point in the area. And one of them has been doing a lot of organizing for this, and that is Ed Lawson, who's from the class of '88. He lives just north of Milwaukee. Ed, good to talk with you today. How is it getting set for a big weekend?
It's going well, Ken. Thanks for having me on here. We've only been working on this event since about December of last year, so it's been a lot of work. It's coming to fruition. I think we've got about 1,200 folks scheduled to attend just our tailgate, and there are certainly other events that are going on Saturday and during the upcoming days before the game.
Well, that's neat. And you've got in your festivities, you're starting out with a visit to the Wisconsin Veterans Museum and a talk by a West Point alumnus from the faculty of the University of Wisconsin. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. That's kind of a relationship that we've had through the society, where several of our members have been on the board of the Wisconsin Veterans Museum. It's kind of a little gem that's hidden right in downtown Madison, right on Capitol Square. So it's a beautiful location. And we wanted to build out that relationship because I think it's something that's conducive to supporting our alumni here in the area. So we were lucky enough to be able to coordinate an event when we've got folks coming into town where they could also, maybe if they don't have anything else to do Friday night, come on over, see the museum, hear a talk by a historian, John Hall, and then continue to enjoy the city of Madison.
Well, it's a beautiful place. I took a class there about 10 years ago and really enjoyed seeing it. It's right on the lakes, and there's a lakefront area that's very attractive. And then you've got on Saturday, the advantage of a night game is you've got all afternoon for a get together, and you've got a big crowd coming to your tailgate. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. We were originally scheduled to have this tailgate as kind of a 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. before the 11 a.m. kickoff. And then we found out, I think in mid-September, the game time had changed to prime time. I think we're on the Big Ten network starting at 7 p.m. So that definitely shifted us. So now the tailgate's running from 3 to 6 p.m. It's about a mile away from Camp Randall Stadium at Edgewood High School. So great location, just a straight shot up Monroe Street to the stadium. We've got about 1,200 folks attending right now, which exceeded our expectations by at least double, which is very exciting. We've got the Benny Havens band is going to be playing during the events. So that's going to make it a top-notch event. We've got the Rablerousers and the Spirit Band are going to be there, and hopefully, the Supe's going to be there, and hopefully he'll lead us in a rocket and then lead us up the street to the stadium and on to victory. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got some Wisconsin staples that we'll have there for the tailgate. Bratwurst, if you've never had them, they're great to have on a football weekend. We've got pulled pork, hamburgers, various Wisconsin beverages, local beers, old fashions, which are a staple in Wisconsin. We've got a Go Army Kicking Mule beverage, a nice seasonal apple beverage. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, that sounds terrific. And added to it is the Army hockey team. Coach Riley and his team will be out playing the Badgers, a nationally ranked hockey program, on Thursday and Friday night, and that just adds to the weekend.
Yeah, it certainly does. I think that's a great opportunity for folks if they're coming into town early. The games are going to be at the Kohl Center, which is on the UW campus. I'm going on Thursday night. Friday night, we'll have that Wisconsin Veterans Museum reception. but it should be a lot of fun. So hopefully we see some fans out there as well.
Very good. And then the culmination will be Army playing the Badgers in front of about 80,000 people in a night game. I've seen photos of the stadium. I know they expanded it a few years ago. Have you been to a game there before? It sounds like it's going to be quite a spectacular college football environment.
Yeah, I have been there, but it has been a number of years. One of the things about sports in Wisconsin and sports at UW is it's an event. It's one of those things that you even stay after the game because the Wisconsin band plays what they call the fifth quarter, which is fun to watch. The student sections just go crazy, jump around in the fourth quarter. It's a lot of fun. So it's a good place to watch football. It's going to be a crisp night here in Wisconsin, which is the way we should play football, where there's a little chill in the air. So it's going to be a fun time.
Well, that's neat. And I know Coach Munkin says Army owns the fourth quarter. So it's going to be a neat game. And now tell us a little bit about the society, some of the work that your organization does to help support admissions from your area to West Point, and also to support the current students from the area at the academy.
Sure. As far as societies go, we're a fairly small society. We don't have an Army post really locally. We have Fort McCoy that's up in kind of the western part of the state, but that's more a reserve place. So we've got about, I think 300 to 400 grads in the state of Wisconsin. And most of us are congregated down in southeastern Wisconsin, Milwaukee, some folks out in Madison. So not a big group. As far as admissions go, it doesn't technically fall under the society, but many of our members are part of the field force that are out there doing the recruiting, that are working, with the folks in Congress to get the right candidates nominated and accepted to West Point. So we're very active in that way. Our board president, Major General Paul Lima, is the head of the field force. He's the CASA for the state of Wisconsin, and he's got folks organized within each of the congressional districts to support that admissions program. This event actually has been the first big partnership that we've had with the Wisconsin West Point Parents Association. So I think we look forward to another, a long-term relationship with them. They are certainly experts in the hosting of tailgates, as they do it every year out at West Point. They actually have a tailgate next weekend at West Point that they're all traveling out for. So after this Wisconsin game, they'll be out there to host folks as well. So that's been really good for us to actually bring those groups together. And I think we'll continue doing that.
Well, that's always fun, and we're looking forward. Army's got a tough back-to-back with Wisconsin and then Wake Forest. It's going to be a big game. Hope everybody comes out to Michie Stadium for the Wake Forest game. Now, talking Ed Lawson, who is organizing the events out of Wisconsin for the visit of the Army football team, and many alumni and officials and students from the school, class of '88. Ed, tell us a little bit about what was your time at West Point like?
Sure. Yeah, as you asked me that question earlier before we talked, and I was thinking back on it, I have fond memories of West Point, but maybe that's as age goes, we remember the good times. I'm excited to see folks this weekend because I have a number of classmates who are coming into town. One of my roommates moved to Wisconsin, and I hadn't seen him in about 20 years until we hosted an Army Navy event, and we both happened to show up at it, realized that we lived, 10 miles away from each other.
Oh, wow.
So, it was a challenging time, but I think I always relate to folks that I grew up a lot. I made great friends who are lifelong friends who you don't need to see for 20 years, but when you do, it's you haven't skipped a beat in your friendship. So I think it's, you know, it was a great experience for me. You know, it led me to where I am today, and it's, you know, kind of something I would do again.
Absolutely. I know the feeling. Tell us a little bit about your life after West Point in the Army and in your civilian career.
Sure. So I graduated in '88. I was a combat engineer, which was perfect for me because I loved running around and blowing stuff up, which is what we did. Led a platoon at Fort Dix, New Jersey, which was, you know, close to West Point, but it was actually a good place to be as a young lieutenant because we were the only warfighting unit on post. So we would plan our own training, go wherever we wanted. We went to NTC, we went to jungle school in Panama, we went to the Netherlands to do the Nijmegen Road March. After that, I moved down to Fort Stewart and served in the 3rd Engineers, and we were in Desert Storm, which was, you know, a challenging experience, but certainly not what folks are experiencing nowadays with, you know, the wars that we've been fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan. After that, I got out and went to law school at the University of Texas, became a patent attorney, and I've been practicing patent law for about 25 years at my law firm, Michael Best in Milwaukee. I've had stints during that time over in China. I was based in Shanghai for about 18 months, and then in Washington, D.C. for about 3 years.
Wow. So you've done a variety of things, combat engineer, a law school grad, patent attorney. That's an interesting career for you that has evolved. Well, hey, we're going to look forward to traveling out to Wisconsin on Friday and hopefully joining some of your activities. And we love to do interviews with veterans like yourself. And it's kind of our mission in Sons of the American Legion Radio. And it should be a good weekend. Final thought for the audience?
No, just come on out, enjoy Wisconsin hospitality, and beat Wisconsin.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that, seeing everyone. We always enjoy interviewing veterans when we go out on the road, and the atmosphere of a spectacular night of college football. 80,000 expected at Camp Randall Stadium, which history goes back to the Civil War, and it should be quite a time. So you can watch some of our material right here on West Point Football Report on Facebook, also on Twitter at Sons Legion Radio. And thanks to Ed Lawson for joining us and telling us about all the events out of Madison this weekend from the class of '88. And so thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to Saturday night. Army plays the Wisconsin Badgers at Camp Randall Stadium. It's a 8 o'clock start Eastern time.